Episode 6. 3 Christmas Stories.
Story 1. The Midnight Sleigh.
It was past midnight when Kevin heard the sound of bells.
"Santa's sleigh,"
his parents said, but he knew better. He looked out the window, snow swirling in the dark, and saw the shape moving across the rooftops. It wasn't a jolly man in red. It was tall, thin, and hunched. The reindeers were wrong too, more bone than fur, their eyes glowing in the night. Kevin rushed back to the bed, pulling the covers over his head, but then he heard it. The scraping at the window. Slowly, he peeked out. Santa, if it was Santa, was crouched there, his face pale and stretched, fingers long and sharp like icicles. He grinned, revealing teeth that looked like razors. The window creaked open, and Santa leaned inside.
Not asleep yet.
His voice was a low hiss.
I'll fix that.
Story 2. The Red Sack.
Ella never liked Christmas, but this year was worse. She had been warned, be good or Santa will know. But her teenage rebellion had reached new heights, and she scoffed at the stories. On Christmas Eve, as the clock struck midnight, she heard something dragging across the floor downstairs. Cautiously, she crept to the living room. There, beneath the tree, stood Santa, except his red suit looked wet. His beard matted with something dark. He turned slowly, and she gasped. His eyes were sunken, hollow, and his mouth stretched far too wide. Over his shoulder, he carried a massive red sack, and it squirmed. Ella stood back, but Santa's hand shot out, claw-like, grabbing her wrist. He opened the sack, and inside were faces, twisted, terrified faces, of children who hadn't been good enough. Before Ella could scream, she was pulled inside, her body vanishing into the suffocating darkness of the sack.
Story 3. The Christmas Chimney.
Tommy waited by the fireplace, eager to catch Santa in the act. The fire crackled softly, filling the room with warmth. But then, a chill swept through the house. He listened closely and heard it, a scraping from the chimney. Excitement turned to unease as the scraping grew louder, followed by a deep, throaty breathing. Slowly, ash began to fall from the chimney, the fire flickering out, leaving only darkness. Suddenly, a long, bony hand crawled from the fireplace, blackened and clawed. Tommy stumbled back as the figure pulled itself free. Santa? But not the Santa of stories. This one was twisted, skeletal, his face emotionless, its hollow eyes locking onto Tommy.
You've been watching, haven't you?
The creature rasped.
Now I'll make sure you never stop.
And with a single motion, he reached out, pulling Tommy into the cold, endless abyss of the chimney, leaving nothing but soot behind.